G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
And we're back in the office.
Oh no, we're out in the vineyard.
That's right, we're out in the vineyard this week, not underneath the music bowl. Thanks again to Maynard James Keenan. It was great catching up with him.
It was a great insight. This is a guy who's just so passionate about his winemaking. He's been making great music for the best part of 2 decades, and now he's just got his new passion for wine. And talking to anyone who loves wine that much is just a great experience.
Yeah, it's certainly one thing that came out where he's growing grapes. Arizona, bone dry. Australia, not that way at the moment.
No.
We can't say that. It's been wet everywhere. So one of the things we thought we'd do this week is talk about a winery that's been particularly affected over the last little while with so much of the rain, and that is the Best's Winery up in the Great Western. A couple of those spots around the Grampians and the Great Western have been absolutely inundated. Now, lots of places have had a lot of water, but Best's are one of those places where we've seen tweets from them where, the vines are completely underwater for, the first half of the vine. Insane. So, something that we thought we'd do, have a look at their best wine, the best of bests, the Pinot Shiraz. This cracking wine. Not inexpensive, but if you're thinking about doing the right thing, dipping into the pocket, supporting the people that have been affected by floods, one of the things you could do is buy a Best's wine, because they certainly have been affected by the floods. Whether they get anything from the 2011 vintage will be questionable. So go out, grab one of the wines that's already on the shelf and support the guys there.
Yeah, thoughts really do go out to all those guys. And look, this one is one that will keep very well in the cellar, so you can buy a few, put them away and forget about them.
Yeah, some ancient vines go into that blend. Beautiful stuff.
Now, switching down to Tasmania. Now, I was lucky enough to be down in Tassie a few weeks ago now for a friend's wedding. And while we're there, I thought, well, I'm in the right region. I should just duck out and visit a couple of wineries. I only managed to squeeze in one visit because time was tight, and that was to Freixenet Vineyards. Now, for people who have been down there would know this is a very beautiful part of the world. And in particular, the little drive, you come around a hill, down into a valley, and then back up again, and you've got Freixenet Vineyards set right nestled in this valley, and it is just a stunning spot. And these guys are making stunning wines as well, which is all the more better for us, because down there we all know that particularly Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, guys doing really well with their sparkling as well. We'll probably have a look at one of their sparklings a little bit later. But the one that I picked out of the lineup that I went through was the Louis Pinot Noir. Now, this is their cheaper Pinot, so their top-end Pinot is really pushing the sort of $50, $60 mark. This one's much more affordable at just under 30, but you're still getting some really good, varietal Pinot characters out of this, some really nice lifted cherry sort of flavours. But it's a really approachable wine and matches up really well right now if you like your things like duck and game meats and stuff. You match this up perfectly with that. So look, Freixenet, really good across their whole range, but for Pinot, they're really on top of their game at the moment. So look out for the Louis Pinot Noir.
Yes, lovely. They're doing some great things in Tassie. 2 heads are better than 1, they say. Maybe that's the reason. Oh, that'll get me into trouble for sure. Last thing we're going to have a look at, Sorrenberg Chardonnay. Now, one of the reasons I decided to pull this out was when I was talking to Maynard, we were talking about heights and where his vineyard is and about temperature ranges. The closest that Arizona has in Australia to kind of the temperature fluctuations through the year is actually Beechworth. Now, there's a lot more rain in Beechworth than there is in Arizona, that's for sure, but the temperature ranges through the day in winter and through summer very similar to where Maynard is. So one of the things we're going to make sure we do is send him over some Beechworth wine, and you could do a hell of a lot worse than having a look at some Sorrenberg stuff. We've talked about their Bordeaux blend before. We've talked about their Gamay before.
Yep.
The Chardonnay as well. Another absolute ripper from the lady and gent up at Sorrenberg. Once again, not super cheap, but good Beechworth Chardonnay is just not cheap. Rick Kinsbrunner, you're not getting anything under $100 from Rick that's great whites. This beautiful, around about the $50-odd mark. I think the 09 is on the market at the moment. This is the 08 that I've had sitting down for a little while. I can't wait to open it again. It was gorgeous when it was brand new, but shows that it's a wine definitely designed for a fair bit of cellaring before you kind of really get the absolute best out of it. Big, full oak maturation on this one. No big steel tanks involved in this. So it's not that super straight fruit style. It's buttery, it's bold, it's big in the mouth, but still absolutely gorgeous and not overblown. So you could do a hell of a lot worse, as I say, and you can't do a hell of a lot better than those Sorrenberg Chardonnays.
Yes, lovely part of the world for Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And just finally, we should mention that the raffle that Tyson Stells has put together for the flood victims is going on at the moment. Finishes in a couple of weeks, so we'll have links on the website, so get on and support that because he's done a great job in pulling some massive prizes together.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, our Wine Week Best Dozen, only a couple of weeks left for you to be in the running. Twitter, Facebook, email, make sure you're in there, and we've got something to announce about that next week.
You might be able to purchase it as well, so we'll keep you posted on that one.
Anyhow, that's it for an enormous week back from Wine Week, and we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.